Good morning, Joe. This is Larry over at AccuQuote, and I wanted to send you a little video to show you what I did with the IMI Flow Design coil hookup kits. So first thing, I did this all in your instance, so you'll be able to just jump right out and look at it. So you can see here I'm in gray-HVAC AccuQuote.direct. If you go to templates, you'll see I created this template right here called coil hookup kits. And you'll see that the manufacturer's IMI and the model is SK1A. The reason I did each model separately was just there seemed like there was a lot of documentation and options around each model. So what I did over here was in the product description, you can see here, let me make this a little bit bigger. I don't know if you know you can drag these down like this and make these a little bit bigger if you need a little bit more room to work in. So I just put a simple description in here, and then I went to the IMI website and I found this image and I cut and pasted it into here. And then off of the documentation you sent me for this model, this SK1A, I just cut and pasted that table into the internal notes section. So this is now just a reference for anyone in your company that comes here if they want to see an SK1A 3/4 inch D. It's $437. So this is just for them to see. This the customer will see, and this is for your internal team. And then what I did down here was under linked documents, I put in a link to that document that you sent me. So if somebody clicks on this link, it will just open up the actual documentation that shows everything that you sent me. So here's that 37-page document. So if they need to reference it, it'll be right here. The way I did this was I just uploaded it into my Google Docs and then just got a shareable link and put that link in. So if I were to try to do that again, all I need to do is type in the name of the document here and then just cut and paste the link in here and say save link to document, and then it'll appear over here. And the nice part about that is that since you put this in your template, anytime you sell this piece of equipment, any document that's over here that's in your linked documents gets pulled over into the job, into the job folder. I'll show you that in just a second. And then, just for fun, I created three smaller, three specific lines, one for a 1/2 inch AXB, one for a 3/4 inch AXR, and one for a 1 inch D model. And I put their list prices in, and then I just guessed at a buy multiplier of 56, and I set a markup factor of 78. And the reason I did that is because I was, just surmising that there's probably a couple of these that you sell more than the others. So I just set up a couple of lines for them. So to do all this took me about 20 minutes. Okay, so that's pretty good. And then what you can do is there's a lot there, like for example, there's an SK1AA. So if I wanted to create another one of these, I can just duplicate this template. I could find in the documentation this table, delete this one, cut and paste the new one. I could put in a new image here. I could put in a couple more lines here. And so once you have one created, then you just start duplicating them, and then you're just making a couple of small changes. So pretty cool. I think that works pretty well. What I did then was I went over to jobs. I created a job. I called it IMI example. And I just set it up real quick. So I gave it a job name, a division. I assigned it to UT administrator. I gave it a bid date of today and all bidders. And then I created this job. And all I did was I just inserted from the template. So let me show you how to do that real quick. So if I add new quote, so I'm just going to say, Joe Video is the name of my quote group, and I'm going to give this a status of open, and I'm going to say Jacksonville's the bidding division, and I'm going to say IMI is my basis of design, and I save that quote group. Now it's right here. Joe Video is right here. And then what I can do is I can just, I want to add quote items. So I click on add quote items. I'm going to type coil. I could actually type any of the words that were associated with that template, and I can click on it here and I can say add to quote. And then you'll see what's kind of cool is I get the picture and I get the description, the little description. Here's that internal notes table if I need to refer to that. I now have two quote groups. So I'm going to say put this in the Joe video quote group. And then here I can say, you know what, I'm going to sell one of these 1/2 inch, and I'm going to sell one of these 3/4 inch, and I'm not going to sell this 1 inch. And then I'm going to insert those line items. And when I do that, you'll see here the image and the description come in. All this comes in. There's those two models. And now what I'm going to say is, you know what? I'm just going to fill in my quantities. So I'm going to sell 5 of these. And I'm going to click on this one and say I'm going to sell 6 of these. And you can see that instantly the numbers are calculated out for me based on what my buy multiplier. So all I had to do was put in the quantity. And now I'm ready to go. I'm actually going to change this to an include just because I want to change the way it looks on the quote. And I'm going to save the quote, save that job. And now I'm going to, oops, sorry about that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump over to quotes. And you can see I've already created one quote here. I'm going to add another quote. I'm going to give it a bid date or date of today. I'm going to choose all bidders. I'm going to say this is going to Joe. I'm just going to do the Joe video quote group. I could include both quote groups in this if I wanted to. I'm just going to do Joe video. I'm going to say Jacksonville. The estimator was me. It defaults to that's how I'm logged in. My terms and conditions, here's where I can put in it was great to see you. And I can create that quote. Now, one thing I wanted to tell you real quick is that when I inserted the image, I had trouble getting it to print. So you're going to see that here. I'm going to go back to our tech support guys and figure out what I did wrong. So we're going to take a look at this quote, but I just wanted to tell you the image is not going to be on the quote, but it will be. I'm doing something wrong. I'm going to get to the bottom of that, but I wanted to give you this real quick. So if I create the quote, you can see here, here's that quote. So here's where that image should be. Again, that's my mistake. I'm going to figure out what's going on with that. But you can see here, it's Joe Video is my quote group, SK1A. Here's my description. This is where that image will go. Here's the two model that I'm selling. If I wanted prices for each one of these, I could have just I could have selected the feature price, okay, when I was creating the quote, but I didn't. I just selected group price. So I just wanted to give the customer one number. So here's my 236441. Here's my terms and conditions of sale and my signature lines. So that's what I set up. And as you can see, creating the quote, it took me about 20 minutes to set the template up the first time. But once those templates are set up, you can see you could quote this stuff in minutes, just a couple of minutes. You can generate a quote and get it out the door. So I will chase down why that image didn't show up. But if you want to log in to your instance of the software, you'll see all this that I've set up. And here's where if I had picked equipment prices, where that would show up, but I picked group. All right, Joe, I hope you have a great day. And let me know if you have any questions on this video. Take care, man. Bye-bye.